Role of destiny. A man who owns fate does not own a house, and a man who owns a house does not own fate, is an old saying in Tamil, which stresses the important role played by destiny in one's life. It is a science of astrology which forms the basis for explaining the past, present, and future actions of an individual. It also explains a period of onset of trials and tribulations, the receding away of fate, and freedom from worries. It has been found from experience that it not only blesses one to own a house to live in, a good wife, children, and livestock, but also makes one to undergo sufferings in his life. The one who lives in a mansion is not well off, and the one who lives in a hut has no worries at all. Possession of money alone does not guarantee one a peaceful life, and at the same time, leading a life without money is not possible. Having a good house and a fair destiny as per the norms makes one lead a majestic life like a temple tower. Like the future life of a child is purely based on the planetary positions and the ascendant lagna at the time of its birth, it is the house that is built up on a well-chosen plot as per the norms and rules which is responsible for the welfare or otherwise of its resident. Thus, it is the seed of destiny that contributes to the merits and demerits of one's life. We perform many ceremonies and religious rites prior to the birth of a child, so that the child is born at an auspicious hour and his parents are blessed with all good benefits. The pregnant mother is properly protected from the evil effects caused during the period of an eclipse, and we perform many purification and expiation ceremonies after the childbirth to ensure peace. The residents of a house have a chance to be afflicted with adverse effects quite unexpectedly at any time, if such a house had any defects at the time of construction, or defects due to growing forbidden trees, or due to the curses by great sages or mendicants. In some houses, auspicious functions or ceremonies or religious rites are not performed from the day of its construction. This will often result in court litigations due to outstanding loans and occurrences such as suicidal and accidental deaths in the family. Any matter that could be resolved easily in the normal course of events will be inordinately delayed and losses occur. At the same time, if the destiny of the resident is good and the house is void of evil effects, even complicated problems will be easily resolved and success in any endeavor obtained that is surprising to the resident. All the defects, blasphemy, and curses by sages on the house site should be expiated by performing suitable purification ceremonies and worship before one attempts to start the construction work of a house on such a site. Expert architects should be consulted who would find out the defects for proper remedial expiation. Even today, there are a few exponents in this field living in our country. Maya, the celestial architect, had explained the easy ways and means of identifying the nature of the soil. According to Maya, the master of the house who is going to construct the house should with his own hands dig out a square pit 1 cubit side and 1 cubit depth at the eastern direction or at the middle of the site Brahmasthala. Milk diluted with water should be poured to fill this pit, and sweet-smelling flowers are to be floated in the center. Swirling of the floating flowers in the clockwise direction indicates prosperity. Swirling of the floating flowers in the counterclockwise direction indicates impediments. If the floating flowers come to a stop and remain stationary in the directions as indicated in the following table, the results will be as shown against the directions. East. Goddess of fortune will favor with plenty and prosperity. The resident will be blessed with good children and cows. Southeast. Wife will become barren. Reptiles like tortoise and snakes will appear in the house portending bad omen. Fear due to poison and robbers. Loss of property. South. Mental imbalance, quarrel, disease, fear of phobias. Southwest. Augmentation of wealth. Goddess of fortune will reside. Augmentation of gold and personal effects, name and fame. West. Enhancement of wealth. Favor by the goddess of fortune. Glory in occupation. Augmentation of gold. Commendable life with eminence and excellence. Northwest. Untreatable diseases, loss of property, house will be haunted by devils, loss of radiance to both the house and its residents. North, augmentation of wealth, charitable life, royal comforts, command respect from rich and poor. Northeast, prosperous life, augmentation of wealth, divine strength, blessing of knowing the divine secrets, preaching of divine epics to others, makes others to lead a divine life. As per the guidance of Maya, all the defects, blasphemies and curses by sages and mendicants are to be timely identified and expiated by performing proper purification ceremonies. Reptiles like tortoise and serpents will never enter such expiated houses. Only by his deeds of merit in the previous birth would a person be blessed with such an expiated house.